Hello beaders, it's Jerry. Welcome back to Beachside Bead Boutique. And if you are new here, welcome and thank you so much for joining me. On this channel, I do jewelry DIYs, bead unboxing videos, and bead hauls. And today, we are going to be making some rustic boho earrings that you'll fall in love with. And that's because these are geared toward fall. They are perfect for the fall season. And we're going to be making 4 pair. So let's just go ahead and dive right into it and get started. So the basic items that you are going to need for all of the pairs of earrings are your one-step looper, which I may or may not use them for all the earrings, but I do have those on hand. I have my bent nose pliers, my flush cutters, and my round nose pliers. And then I also do have jump rings, and then I also do have head pins, eye pins, and I also have gold. And then I do have this chain, and this came from Bargain Bead Box, which is, it's like a brassy color. And then the same thing with these head pins, also came from Bargain Bead Box, and they're from Sweater Weather, which was from September, which I did the unboxing. So if you guys haven't checked out that video, please do. And I also made a pair of earrings in that video. And then of course you will need some ear wire. I'm going to use gold and also that brassy color. Okay, and then I'll tell you the beads as we go. So let's just go ahead and get to it. So the first pair I'm going to make is going to be this. And that is from the Czech glass bead strand that I got from Hobby Lobby. Isn't that really cute? With the little kitty. You know I love the kitty. And perfect for fall. Okay, so this is the Czech glass bead strand that it came from. And obviously I had already used it to make this earring. But I did show you in the previous video what that looks like. Okay, so we are going to use and our little kitty. And then also you're going to need an eye pin. So I'm just going to straighten this out as best as I can. And then I'm going to put my flower on one pin. So this is on a head pin. And for this, I'm going to wire wrap. Well, actually, let's see. Let me take my bent nose pliers, and then I'm going to bend this back. And then I'm going to take my round nose pliers, bend that all the way down. And then I'm going to just take this around the bottom of, if it would stop moving, the bottom of this base. And it's not perfect by any means. And then just straighten out your loop a little bit. And let me see. Go a little bit more. Okay, let me hold this straight, and then if I can get this to move. Okay, now go ahead and clip your tail here as close as you can get it. And then you want to smash the end down so there's no sharp edges. Okay. And then straighten your loop out. Just take your round nose pliers and just straighten it pretty good. Okay, actually that loop looks good because it looks like it matches about the same length. So, all right, we're off to a good start, right? Okay, now we're gonna take a, the eye pin. And then straighten it out. I need to get some of those nylon jaw pliers that help to straighten your wire. I don't have any of those yet. Okay, and then we're going to put our kitty on. Put the kitty on the wire. And then we're going to put on this little pumpkin looking bead. We're just making a simple loop. So go ahead and cut your wire down a little bit. And then we're going to bend this back. And then take your round nose pliers flush to the end of your wire here. And then loop it back on itself. So we have that. Isn't that a cute little kitty? I love it. Okay, now we're just going to open this up. If we can. There we go. Maybe. And then we're going to put this bead, attach it to here like that. And then we're going to, no, don't fall off. And then we're going to make sure this is nice and closed. Okay. And it's closed. I have my glasses on right now, so I can tell it is closed. Isn't that cute? Okay, but we still have to put our ear wire on. So let's go ahead and get that. So I have this, and it's the same brassy color ear wire, and I believe these came from, oh, these came from Hobby Lobby as well. It was a whole pack of them. And open that up like that. And then you want to make sure that it is the right way. But this stuff, see, this can move, so it's not that serious. It's not like these are stationary and you have to make sure that the ear wire is on the correct way. Okay, put that on and then give it a close flush to the wire there. And here is our first pair, Rustic Boho earrings. And that's so cute. I think they are adorable. Well, and actually all the beads that I'm using are, there we go. Okay, cute, huh? All the beads that I'm using today in this earring tutorial are Czech glass beads from different strands. Okay, so that's our first pair. One down and a few more to go. We got this. I love these. I think they're so adorable, so fallish. Okay, guys, so this is our next pair of earrings that we're going to be making. Sorry, let me scoot you back a little bit here. Okay, so this is the second pair of earrings that we're going to be making. Aren't they so pretty? And I did turn my fan on because I got a little bit hot, so if you hear that, I am very sorry. Okay, so what you're going to need for this is this chain, and this is from Bargain Bead Box Sweater Weather. You can use, of course, any kind of brassy color chain. And then also, this is the Czech glass bead strands that I'm using. And I'm going to use this bead right here, as well as this bead right here. Oops, don't want to break them. No, is it? Yeah, that's it. Okay. Make sure I have the right one. All right, now let me see how much chain I have on here so I can cut a piece. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I have 11 chain links on here. I'm taking my chain. So I'm just taking my flush cutters and cutting that piece of chain. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and cut my bead strand here. See, I'm using that. Whoops, don't break them. Using these two for this one. And then also, you will need some more beads. Let me grab these. Okay. So, these beads here I got from that Strand from Hobby Lobby, that fall mix Strand. And I used it in my last video of the 5 fabulous fall bracelets. This was the last bracelet that I made in the part 2 video. So these are the beads from that Strand. So it's just these two 6mm greenish color beads. Of course, you could use any kind of beads that you have that, you know, resemble this color. And then also one orange seed bead. And these are glass seed beads. And I have my eye pin, my brassy color. I'm just going to kind of straighten that out. Actually, we need 2 of the orange seed beads. Let me grab one more. See, this is that mix there. That's right here. And it comes on a strand from Hobby Lobby. And of course, you know, I will link everything. That's not it. I will link everything in my description box. So I'm taking my little 6mm green bead and then 2 of my orange seed beads. I have glasses on and I still can't see the hole. Okay, and then I'm just putting on the Czech glass flower bead wherever the hole is. Here we go, like that. And then the other 6mm, well, the other 6mm bead, if I can find the hole. Okay, so we have that. Make sure you hold these all tight so they don't come off the thing. All right, now we need to cut this down a little bit. So just a tad bit. All right. We're taking around those pliers, bend that back. I'm taking this flush to the end and looping it back toward itself. So we have that. And then we are going to add this bead to our chain, taking a brass head pin, and I'm going to put this on there, and it doesn't matter which side because it's the same either way. Front, back, all the same. Okay, I'm putting that on here. And then we could use our one-step looper tool to create a loop with this. So you're just going to feed this through your one-step looper and through the hole on the other side. And then you want to get this close to the edge and then form your loop. Pull that down a little bit. And let's see how good this looks. Okay, not terrible. Now I'm going to take my chain and then attach the loop that we just made to the bottom of the chain. And then make sure you close your loop. Straighten it out. Okay. So we have this. Now we're going to take one jump ring, open that up just like this, and then I'm going to attach my flower bead mix and my chain charm just like that. Actually, let's close this up. Make sure it's all the way closed. Okay. And then take your ear wire and open it. And then you're hooking it to the top loop here. And then you're closing it up. Okay. Is it closed? And this is our second pair. Isn't that pretty? I think they're really cute. Really like them. Okay, we're going to set these over here with the kitties. And then we're going to go on to make our third pair. Okay, on to the next. So this is the third pair of earrings that we're going to be making. And again, I'm using the same Czech glass bead strand that I used in the second pair. So we're going to use this little flower, this little flower, and the one all the way at the bottom. This one. Okay, so to create this one, I'm using one head pin in this brassy color. Oh no, that's an eye pin, isn't it? Okay, we need 2 eye pins. And 1 head pin. Straighten that out. And then I'm putting the purplish color, the smallest flower, first. And this is going on the eye pin. I'm going to cut this down a little bit. And then I'm just going to take my round nose pliers. I'm taking this flush to the end. And I'm just going to wrap it around several times like a spiral. Oopsie. And just take it all the way to the end. And then I'm going to smash this down. And then you could straighten it out a little bit. So like that. Okay, and then for the next one, we're going to do the same thing, but we're putting it on an eye pin. And then cut this down a little bit. And then we're doing the same thing. Make sure you smash that end down so it's not sticking out and sharp. And again, we're just taking it all the way down to the bead like that. And give it a good smash. Okay, and then we're doing the same thing with the green flower. See, and I'm using my thumb to guide it. So now to assemble this, we need jump rings, and I already got my jump rings out. And I'm using this size here. So this is the smallest in this pack. And again, it doesn't tell me what it is. So if you guys know, you know. I'm not sure. All right, see if we can find our opening. Here we go. Open this up. Now we're going to put this on this loop. And then we're going to attach this side. If we can get all this on here. And then we're going to close this up good. Actually, I'm changing jump rings to this neck size here because I think this one, I'm pretty sure this is too small because that looks pretty crowded. Okay, let's try this again. Put this one on first, and then we're putting this one, and then we're going to close this up. Oops, sorry. Okay. And that is closed. All right, now we're going to take another jump ring. And open it. If I can see where, there we go. Okay. Open that. Attach this. Oopsie. Okay, this to here. And then that to here. Close this up good. Good and closed. And is it? No. There we go. Okay. Now we just have to put on our ear wire. So we're going to open up this like that. And then make sure it's facing the correct way. Okay, so here is our third pair of rustic boho earrings. What do you guys think? I really like them. I love the colors. Very fallish. Very pretty. These Czech glass beads are really, really pretty. Oops, sorry. I love them. I think they are very nice. All right, one more to go. And if you guys are feeling generous, please subscribe to my channel. And if you enjoy this content, please hit the like button. And hit the notification bell to be notified of all my uploads. And I would greatly appreciate it. Okay, and this is our final pair of rustic boho earrings. Okay, so for this, we are going to need a gold ear wire. I have this pack here, which came from Amazon. And then I'm using the same Czech glass bead strand as we did in the second and the third pair. So I'm using this bead, this one, and this one. And then also we're going to need gold head pins. So we need 3 of these. Gold jump rings here. And then also, I'm going to use these bead caps. And these were from Sweater Weather, Bargain Bead Box. Sweater Weather from September. So we just need 2 of these, not 50. Okay. Now, the problem is going to be to get these exactly the same length. I don't know why I don't think of stuff as, when I do it first and then, think, well, you have to repeat this, to try and get it even. But hey, we're going to do the best that we can. And if it's not exactly the same, you know what? It's okay because this is handmade. So not everything is going to be matchy-matchy and be perfect. And, and that's okay. I mean, I think it's okay. So if somebody doesn't like it, well, then they could go find somebody else to make their jewelry because, handmade stuff is not always, from one to the next is not going to be perfect. I mean, that's what machines do, right? Machines do things perfect in a cookie cutter pattern and everything is the same. Well, when you're hand making something, it may not be. Measurements may be off slightly. So that's what I think. And I think, that's fine, right? We do need, okay, let me stop talking. We do need an eye pin as well. Did we? Wait, hold on, let me see. No, I used another head pin. So we need 4 head pins. Four gold head pins. And I'm going to, this may sound mean, but I am going to cut the head off. So where's the head? Here it is. So just take your flush cutters and cut that little tip right off, and it went flying somewhere. And I hate that because I certainly don't want my cats to get hurt. Okay, now we're going to make a loop. And the reason I didn't use an eye pin is because we want the loop bigger than what the eye pin has, since we're putting 3 bead dangles on it. So if we do it that way, then it's going to be too small. Okay, so just go ahead and bend this back and then go ahead and make a simple loop. Flush the round nose pliers to the end of your wire and then just loop that back. And that's a really nice loop. I don't usually make loops that nice. That turned out pretty nice, I think. Okay. So now we have our nice little loop. So now we're going to take our beads here. And I'm going to go ahead and put this one on first. So I'm putting this on a head pin. And then this one, I'm using the one-step looper. So I'm just going to feed it through. And it comes out this hole. And you can leave just a tad bit of space there. Too much space. And then go ahead and press Make sure that's even, bend it down slightly. And then we have to fix our loop here because you see it did get a little wonky. Okay, so I'm going to take this and stick it on my loop here, the loop that we made. I'm going to stick this on. I guess we need a little bit of space. I didn't have to close that up just yet. I don't know why I don't think of these things ahead of time. Okay, so take this and stick it on here, and now you're going to go ahead and close this up. Okay, so we have that. And it's just going to hang out here. Okay, now we're going to take this one, put it on our head pin. And then I'm going to take my one-step looper and feed it through part of the way, just slightly. Okay. Then we're going to go ahead and put this on our loop that we made. So the same wire, and go ahead and close this up. The problem is it goes on a jump ring. Both of these go on a jump ring. Oh my goodness, we need to take these off. Actually, this one didn't go on a jump ring. So this one can go back on. Now that I jacked up the wire here. Okay, so we're leaving that one like that. Close this up first. Okay, now open up the jump ring. I didn't tell you guys that I lost 70 pounds so far. I am so happy. And it was definitely work, but it is definitely worth it because I feel so much better. I mean, I definitely can move a lot easier. I, just feel a lot better, which I still have 30 pounds more to go because I said I wanted to lose 100 pounds. So, but I'm getting there. I mean, the finish line is close. So, I mean, maybe by Christmas, which, I mean, I don't have a time frame because, obviously when it happens, and I'm not going anywhere. So, but, yes, the finish line is definitely near. It's a lot closer than when I started. So, I mean, 70 pounds is a good bit. So, yeah, I'm definitely excited. I'm definitely grateful. Okay, now we need to go ahead and make the last one. So that's this one. I'm putting it on my head pin. And then I'm taking it to my one-step looper. And we're going down just slightly, just like the last one. Okay, and we can make sure this loop is closed because we're gonna have to open the jump ring anyway. And that actually looks pretty good. The one-step looper is doing better these days, huh? I think it depends on your wire too. You know, a lot of times when you have like your head pins that are very soft, so obviously it's a different gauge wire, that's when I think the one-step looper is just not doing a good job. So it depends on your wire. Which, I mean, I didn't really know that. I just bought the one-step looper thinking, you know, it's magic and it's going to make things a lot easier. And then it really didn't make things a lot easier because I was having to, you know, close the loops and finish it off anyway. So I'm like, I might as well just make the loops myself and they look better. But it does depend on your wire. Okay. So these are my 3. So this is what we have. So we have our head pin that we cut the head off and made our own loop. And then we have this bead, which we use the one-step looper, and it's not on a jump ring. It's just attached to the loop we made. And then we have this bead on the head pin that we made a loop with the one-step looper and attached it to a jump ring. And then the same thing with this one. So it's like this. And then I'm going to take my bead cap and I'm putting it downward like this. So see, then that kind of covers up this loop here. And then I'm taking my check glass bead. Isn't that so pretty though? It's really nice. Okay, and just like that. And then I'm taking my other bead cap and I'm facing it up. So like this. Now, this is the tricky part. We could cut a little bit of this off. Okay, so basically I just did the double spiral wire like we did in the last one. So just taking this flush to the end of our round nose pliers and just looping it all the way down as far as it goes. Make sure there's no edges sticking out. Okay, now I'm taking my gold ear wire and I'm just going to open the bottom just like the others. That. Okay, make sure it is closed all the way so you don't lose your stuff. Okay. And this is it. So pretty. Looks good, huh? I love these. I love these beads. I think they are so beautiful. Okay, guys, so what do you think? I really like our Rustic Boho fall earrings. I think they are very pretty, very fallish, very fall inspired. I hope I inspired you guys to make some fall earrings. Well, I hope you guys have a wonderful day and a wonderful week. And also stay tuned for my next video because I'm doing a Halloween tutorial. Yay, I'm so excited. Today is October 1st. I love it. So anyway, you guys have a wonderful day and I will see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye-bye. And let me know which is your favorite.